Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. It's going to be an interesting topic today because I might have the most different, oh my God, that's even a word again, most differentest, a very different spin on this because when you hear it, you're going to be like, really, D? I'm just surprised you say that. Continuing with the series of be good to yourself and our skin, water is very important to your skin. Now, I am from the school of I'm not drinking 8 to 10 glasses a day. I don't, nor do I even try, because here I just was reading an article and it said 4 to 6 is the number you should shoot for, because there's water in everything that we eat. Vegetables are made of water. There's meat, there's water in everything. They count coffee and tea, soda as water intake. This is like the medical, and it's Weight Watchers will probably tell you no, don't count coffee and tea because it's caffeinated, but this American study team counts all that. But my theory is definitely water, I think definitely is better for your skin. It hydrates it, but there is a thing called too much water, like where you can get, it throws off your electrolytes. But here's my thing and why I really don't go crazy is because realistically, am I going to be drinking 8 glasses of water a day forever? No, that's just not in my DNA. But I try to drink, I have my tea in the morning and I have a nice glass of tea. I mean, we're talking, I have iced tea actually. So I have easily 12 ounces to 18 ounces of iced tea in the morning. Then I have a glass of water. I try to have at least a full 8 ounces with every meal. So I'm drinking 24 ounces just separate from my tea intake. Now my tea intake is huge. Did I say it was huge? It's huge. I drink probably 40 to 60 ounces of tea easily. So I take that into consideration on my water intake. But I also try to have just a plain glass of water. But that's it. I'm not carrying a water bottle with me. I have my tea, but I do not carry a water bottle because to me, realistically, that's not something I'm going to carry through. And if you do, that's fine. You know what? I'm not here to tell you to change your mind on anything. That's not why these vlogs are about. They're just about to tell you about what I do in my journey and what I find works for me. It's not about to sit there and say you're doing it wrong, because nobody's doing it wrong. Everybody does what works for them. I try to give you my perspective on what worked for me and what I've learned and what I've researched. Ooh, rescue squad's coming. And like I said, though I will tell you that the day before weigh-in, I will flush myself out. But it's with green tea, it's not with water. Which though, what is tea made with? Water. So inevitably there is water in there. I probably make 3 to 4 cups of tea. That's about my maximum. I don't do more than 4 cups of tea. But that's what I drink after lunch when I come home from school. I'm not drinking, that's another thing. I can't afford to be in the bathroom that much anyway. And they say the more you go to the bathroom, this means your body, that's way too much. That's why you're eliminating it. But I don't have time to be in the bathroom anyway. So there's no way I could drink that green tea before I come home, because I'm not spending half my morning, I don't have the opportunity to go like that. And then what happens if you don't go? Accidents happen. I know it's happened to people. I just don't want it to be me. So yeah, I don't do my green flush till I come home, which is fine because I have the rest of the afternoon and evening to do it. But I definitely think that maybe flushes out if you have any kind of intake, like you're retaining water. I don't even know if I retain water. I don't believe I do naturally. I never have. My mother had very bad issues with that. My mother had she had lymphedema, and her bottom half was like huge. Like her legs were like the size of tree trunks. I mean, literally. I don't know how the skin just didn't shred, explode. It's how big they were. And eventually, because of her not having the ability to get rid of the fluid, it just backs up. And then eventually backs up to your lungs and you can't breathe. And many times she'd be in the hospital with congestive heart failure because there's nowhere for the fluid to go. That's what happens. It just goes up, and that, so I knew that was a big why for me, that I didn't want that. But I knew I wasn't like her, because she had swollen ankles her whole, ever since she had my brother and I. So she always had issues growing up, that her legs would be swollen if she was too much on her feet, or I guess too much salt. I never, even pregnant, it was very minimal, but never had the issues that she had. But so I kind of knew that wasn't my future, but you still don't know, because that's your family history. So I knew that was a really big why, like, because I was getting to the point where I couldn't climb. I couldn't get my body to move. It was too big. And, you can get bit. I mean, I was 270. There was definitely wiggle room for me to go up another 100 pounds. It wasn't, out of the norm for somebody my size to be 370 pounds. And when you get to that number, like, it's bad enough when you're over 200. You kind of felt like, well, that was a normal. But then when you're getting close to 300, it was just a wake-up call. Like, I'm looking at that number going, and I look at the scale going, that scale says 270 pounds. I would have let this truck go. I wouldn't have. 200 and I'm going to miss this light too. Darn it. I'm going to be late. 270 pounds. That's, you seen that number, and you're just this little, I'm just about 5'3.5". You're just like, you're tiny. I'm petite. I'm technically called petite. And I'm looking at that scale, and you look at that number, and you just can't, how did I get here? I knew I got here, obviously. I was at the table, and you're just in that place, and the more depressed you get, the more you eat, and the more you eat, the more you gain, and the more you gain, the worse you feel, the worse you feel, the more you eat. It's a vicious cycle. But back to water. So yeah, I do not have the 8 to 10 glasses a day. No, never did, because I knew that was not something I could religiously do. And I say this all the time, you're making lifestyle changes. Are you going to be drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water forever? No, I know I wasn't. I know I can do 4 to 6. I knew I could do 4 to 6. So I stuck with a number that I knew I could do, and that, that your body gets used to stuff. So let me tell you something. You're drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water every day for how many months, and all of a sudden you stop? Yeah. Come talk to me. Yeah, that's like anything else. And I say this all the time about points, and me, you're cutting your points back to, those blue dots, because you can get 10 under and get a blue dot. Well, if you eat like that all the time because you want that, I can eat 16 points and get a blue dot on blue. I only eat 16 points a day, and then all of a sudden you go to eat 23 points. Come talk to me. That's, you're just training your body for something you're not going to be able to maintain. Again, I go for the realistic journey. Again, I'm not out to impress anybody. I'm not. I never did, never was. I'm out to do the best journey for me with sustainability. That was my big thing this tour. I can't go back again. How many times have I walked through that walk of shame through that door, up another 40 pounds? I would come back, I'd lose 50, I could leave, I'd come back, I'd gain 60, I'd leave, I'd come back, I'd gain 70. I'm like, every time I go, I was gaining more and more every time I went back. I'd always lose 50. Like I said, all their plans worked, because I lost 50 pounds every time, but none of their plans just spoke to me that made it more of a, like I say, lifestyle. Something I could live with and not feel cheated until freestyle. And I didn't appreciate it in the beginning. My leader will tell you, I was deathly afraid of it. Anything that you tell me 0 points that I've had to count, that's a little bit scary. Like, that doesn't make sense. How could a banana be 0 when I used to count it? How could, chicken be 0 when I used to count it? How can shrimp and yogurt and eggs were the one that threw me the most, I think. I could understand chicken, I think. Even yogurt, but eggs? Like, everybody says how much fat there is in eggs. People, your high cholesterol, give up eggs. Have egg beaters. I don't know. So I guess I just was always like, wow. I always respected the 0 point foods, because I knew I had to count them before, so I knew along the line there was points involved. So, yes, That is my secret for water. I definitely think a little bit of extra water is good for you. I'm not sitting there sucking down a gallon. It's just not happening. There's no reason for it. There really isn't. Now they do say, like, if you're like exercising and you're sweating more than, then you definitely should add more water, because your bodies have that water replenished. You don't want to dehydrate. So yeah, definitely up the water for stuff like that. But we're talking every day, Monday through Friday, regular life. Yeah, that I was just reading an article and I'm like going, that's what I kind of thought, and I didn't really know for sure. And yeah, it's from a medical journal, so it's not like, again, like I say, Weight Watchers makes their own rules, which is fine. But again, 8 to 10, are we realistically able to do that? And if you are, and that works for you, that's wonderful. But I'm saying for the people that are struggling to get their water in, yeah, the journal was saying, it's like there's water in everything that you eat. And all the fruits and vegetables we're eating, they're made up of water. So that counts. So, but if you're a person that also, I guess, has a problem with, like my mother, she had a hard time understanding this one. She took a water pill for her lymphedema because of the fluid intake. And I'd say to her, are you drinking? She said, well, I had my coffee this morning. That was it. I said, but you're on a water pill. She goes, yeah. I said, well, in order for the water pill to work, you're supposed to drink, because that helps the water pill work. Which I know it makes, to her, it doesn't really make sense. Like, why would somebody who has a severe amount of fluid put more fluid into their body? You're not putting a whole, like, 8 to 10 glasses of water. No. But you should be drinking a couple glasses during the day. In the morning, I always say, good rule of thumb is I used to try to do 2 glasses with breakfast, 2 with lunch, and 2 with dinner. So it was 6 glasses a day. That was how I used to do it. I broke it up. So I'd say to her, I said, take 2 glasses with breakfast, 2 with lunch. I said, because that's how the pill works. She'd be like, I took it and nothing happened. I feel like my legs didn't go down. Well, did you drink anything? Well, no. Why would I drink? I'm trying to get rid of fluid. But I know. But it's a flushing system. It's like pipes. You have to push it out. And that was really hard for her, because she'd be like, I'm trying to get rid of it, not, it is what it is at some point. You just have to. But yes, so that's my spiel for water. That's why you kind of don't ever see me. I don't push people to drink water. I mean, you should drink some, absolutely, but I think you should drink some. I would never tell you to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. I think realistically, nobody can maintain that. You could try it for a while, but let me know how it goes. Because it's hard. And if you're not by a bathroom, man, you're going to be in big trouble. The last light. Well, I will end this video here. Thank you for joining me on my way to work today. I always appreciate it. You guys know you are the bomb diggity. And I will I will dish with you another day if you haven't already subscribed. And if you like these videos, give them a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if you have anything you want me to vlog about. And absolutely give me your feedback. I love hearing feedback on vlogs. Like I said, I am not the be all end all. I don't have the answer for everything. This is just my journey and what I went through. So don't ever feel that I'm knocking you. If you do something totally different, that's wonderful. And it works for you, that's great. But this is my take on my journey. So always love feedback. I will dish later. Bye, folks.